Oh, hey, Maho. The Japanese office of the Global Brain Science Comprehensive Research Organization in Wako City, Saitama. Please, the GBSCRO. Please shorten that. I do not want to read that again. Maho had tried her best to hold back a yawn, but in the end, she'd given up and opened her mouth so wide it covered well over half her face. Professional. God, you're gonna make me want to yawn. One reason was that she'd caught up in talking to Kurisu last night and only ended the conversation after it was late into the night. At first, they'd been discussing the research and experiments she'd been doing, but at some point she'd gotten sidetracked into talking about Okabe. Evidently, he'd been ignoring calls from Kurisu for the last few days. Kurisu was much madder at him than she was when he'd ignored her the first 8 times. It was the first sign of femininity that she'd ever seen from Makise Kurisu. It was cute enough that Maho couldn't help but take the chance to get back at her for all the teasing she always did. She'd end up staying up a lot later than she'd intended. And, okay, that last line, ended up staying up a lot later than she'd intended. That's the story of every single day for the last month. And since she was too energized to sleep up by that point, she'd gotten out of Kurisu's old laptop. She started to fiddle with it to see if there was some way to crack the password. The next thing she knew, it was morning.
Password.
Just fucking rip out the hard drive, for fuck's sake.
やっぱりプロにでも頼んだ方がいいのかしら。
何の話だい?
Oh, hey, buddy. She suddenly heard a voice behind her and almost immediately jumped out of her chair.
そんなに驚くことないじゃないか。
教授、戻ってたんですか？
ついさっきね。
He raised up his hands and showed her some plastic bags from a nearby convenience store. He'd left to go get lunch just 10 minutes ago, and she'd been sure he wouldn't be back for a while.
それにしても日本のコンビニは食べ物の種類がいっぱいで本当に素晴らしいね。毎日違う弁当を食べても1週間もすればすぐに新しい弁当が出る。しかも店によっても味が違うから毎日コンビニでも飽きないよ。
コンビニのお弁当ばかり食べていると栄養偏りますよ。
それでもアメリカの食事に比べればかなりヘルシーだよ。第一、食事についてのお説教だけは魔法には言われたくないね。
He was right. Nutrition, it wasn't an important consideration for Maho. In fact, she ate mostly cereal and meal replacement shakes, which made her diet very unhealthy.
ところで、何をプロに頼むって？
あれはなんでもないです。なんでも。
It wouldn't bother her if Alex found out. Leskinen? Yeah, no, I still don't know how to fucking pronounce it. I refuse to look like an idiot. But for some reason, she already suddenly decided not to tell him.
そうかい？私でできることなら力になるよ。
ありがとうございます。その時はお願いします。
She stood up and headed for the door.
魔法、どこへ行くんだい？
気分転換も兼ねて秋葉原に行こうかと。
気分転換で行くにしては随分遠いね。ウィンターローに会いに行くと素直に言えば許可しよう。そんなんじゃ。 違うのかい？
ついでに会いに行ってもいいですけど。
Okabe had a laboratory in Akihabara. Kurisu had told her that last night. She'd said something about how he had been avoiding her for a long time and only recently started going there again. Ma was a little interested in it too.
言っときますけど違いますからね。そういうのじゃないですからね。
私はまだ何も言ってないよ。
Yeah, come on.
というわけで、今日は研究は休みます。
You're out of vacation days. Fuck off.
ウィンターローによろしく。
Hey. Oh my god, why can't I have his number? I'd love to talk with him. Okay. No, I'd probably get a lot of beers with him and absolutely go nuts. No, he seems like a pretty cool guy. First Kurisu and now the professor. Why did they keep trying to make everything about romance?
っていうか、ああいうのもセクハラよね。今の世の中じゃ。
For one thing, she wasn't going to Okabe's lab just to visit him. Oh yeah, no, of course not. She wanted to see him again if she could get any hints about the password. He said he didn't know, but he'd probably be able to come up with more than she could on her own. That was what she'd thought after seeing how he interacted with Amadeus. You could call it a woman's intuition. Telling you, it's got it. I don't remember what it was, which utensil. It was either a spoon or a fork. I ended up putting those together. And she was thinking about that when she changed trains and got off at Akihabara Station. I swear to God, if the password's fork or spoon, I'm going to throw the laptop out of the window. She felt like someone was watching her and spun around. It was a weekday, but the station was crowded. She looked around all the people, but none of them seemed to be paying her much attention.
気のせいよね。
Wow, that's pretty paranoid of you. What are you, me? She whispered to no one in particular, and she started to walk again. She whispered to no one in particular as she started to walk again. Kurisu had told her the location of the Future Gadget Lab. She wasn't that familiar with the layout of Akihabara, but if she needed to, she could ask for her directions. But what if she came and an unannounced Okabe wasn't there? That bothered her a little, but she decided she could just leave if that happened. Yeah, that's not awkward. Her eyes lingered on the junk parts lined up in the bins at the shop as she walked when... She felt someone looking at her again, but when she turned around, she still didn't see anyone. That's creepy. She started walking again and then went around a corner into an alley. Oh, that's smart. Then she was sure of it. Footsteps. She could hear them behind her. Of course, that was nothing special. She would often be out walking at night and hear footsteps behind her. She'd speed up her pace only to see an irritated man walk past a few moments later. But this time, for some reason, she was sure it wasn't that. She decided to try walking faster and found the footsteps went faster too. When she went slower, so did they. Turn around and just walk the other way. See what happens. Then notice who turns around. Whenever she saw a scene like this in a movie, she'd imagine that she'd just kick the guy in the face. Now that it was actually happening, she was too scared to turn around. Well, I'm sorry. I can't help you. She fumbled for the phone in her pocket. The idea of calling the police never occurred to her. The only thing she thought of was the name of the man she was trying to meet. She picked it up out of her call history and pressed the button with trembling fingers. What should be Okabe following her?
お願い。
The footsteps overlapped with the sound of the ringing.
岡部さん、助けて。
Jesus, calm down. It's just Okabe behind her. The footsteps were almost on top of her. Just when she couldn't take it anymore and was about to start running.
もしもし
She heard a voice coming from the other side of the phone.
もしもし、岡部さん。私、ヒヤ城です。今、あなたのラボのすぐ近くまで。
She didn't get to say another word. By the time she'd realized that someone had grabbed her from behind, the phone had already slipped from her hands. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be Okabe. Okay, it's not Okabe. Wait. Oh, no. You can't do that, game. You can't do that. You can't cock tease me like that. What happened? This is 3 days later. What? No. She'd contacted Dora just 10 minutes ago and told him she was on her way to the lab. She'd arrived right at the time said she would. She must have been very close when she'd contacted him. What was she going to do if no one else was here? Evidently, it was a report about our investigation thus far. The stack of papers was shaking a little in her hands. I still felt some unease when Moeka was in my presence. Maybe it was just because of the anxiety meds I'd taken right after she'd said she was coming, but I was still doing a lot better than yesterday. Oh, I guess it was the 19th.
やっぱりそう簡単に見つかるもんじゃないな。
Of course not. She has no footsteps or footprints.
そう。
She must have been expecting something at least a little. There was an obvious tone of disappointment in her voice.
どこで何してるんだろう。
With no way to answer her, I just silently flipped through the pages of the report.
どうしたんオカリン？なんか有力な手がかりでもあったん？
いや、そういうわけじゃないんだが。
見せて。
I handed the report over to Suzanne without a complaint. I pointed to the part that interested me with my fingers.
興味深い事実が浮かび上がった。この 1,2 ヶ月の間で椎名かがりという名の女性を探している人物が
Surprise,
私たち以外に
surprise.
も存在するらしいということ。
Surprise, surprise.
どういうこと？読んだままの通り。
Wow, thanks. That means a lot. Which meant... My phone started ringing. Okay, thank you, game. Saving next. Oh, what if I don't answer it? What if I just don't answer it? Normally I just ignore her call her back later, but
ちょっといいか。
I just completely ignore it and hang it up. That would be awful. For some reason, well, it would fuck the timeline and that wouldn't work. I had to answer. That's what I felt like.
もしもし。
もしもし岡部さん、私ヒアジョです。
She sounded on the verge of panic and my voice nearly rose to match
どう
hers.
したヒアジョさん。
今、あなたのラボのすぐ近くまで。
Immediately afterward, I heard what sounded like a struggle and then something hitting something.
ヒアジョさんヒアジョさんどうした
And then there was only silence. Well, I got to
オカ
go.
リン？何かあったん？
I'll be right back. From the tone of her voice, it was obvious something bad had happened.
知り合いが誰かに襲われてる。
マジ？知り合いって誰？
Like, that matters! But I didn't stay to answer his question. I grabbed the nearest thing that could serve as a weapon and ran out of the lab. A baseball bat. Please. She said she was close to the lab. Yeah, it looked like it was just down the street. If she was coming from the station, she had to choose a route that not many people would go down. She was probably... the alley directly in front of the lab. I saw someone there. They were tall and slender, and I could see a tiny silhouette struggling behind them. That was. I knew it. The only girl I knew that size was Maho. And Nai. What the fuck? Someone had grabbed her and was trying desperately to escape.
ヒアジョさん
Oh, she doesn't look like she's in danger. And why is she wearing different shoes? What the fuck? No. I don't know what the graphic button is. Y? No. X? No. Fuck. B. Why the fuck did she have different shoes on? And why does he have his fucking Cylon saber? I believe it was called. Cylon saber, I believe. Why the fuck do you have that? The person who was holding her turned in surprise at my voice.
女
I don't care, I'll beat the shit out of her either way. It was only then that I realized it was a woman, that she wasn't Japanese. It's probably her mother.
岡部さん。
おい、ヒアジョさんを離せ。
Did she not understand me? No, but she should have been able to guess what I was getting at.
離せ。
I tried to strike a threatening pose with the weapon in my hand. I finally realized that what I had brought was the Xylem saber. Still, it would serve as a bluff.
もう一度言うぞ。その子を。
違うの、岡部さん。
It wasn't? It wasn't like what? Why are you wearing different shoes? Still? The woman let go of Maho and smiled. She walked towards me with her arms wide. I assume it's her mother?
Are you Maho's boyfriend?
What?
はあ、
Before I could ask what was going on, she wrapped her hands around my back and gave me a firm
だ
hug.
から違うって言ってるのに。
I had no idea what the hell was going on, but the two soft objects pressed into my chest kept me from moving. Who are you?
それじゃあこの人はヒアジョさんの知り合いなのか？
ごめんなさい。私が早とちりしたせいで。
I'm Judy. Judy Reyes. Pleasure meeting you, Mr. Okabe.
Ah, I love it. That is top quality English right there. It really sells the idea that she's a foreigner. The woman named Judy Reyes offered her hand, her broad smile like the sun itself.
Nice to meet you.
日本語でいいわよ。
Thank God, because I didn't want to listen to your English anymore.
教授って日本語喋れたんですか？
Well, yeah, obviously. They can't have someone only speaking English here.
ええ、実はね。
知らなかった。でもどうして？
That being said, I'd have way too much fun if they did.
女も私くらいの年になるといろいろあるのよ。
You don't have to tell me that. Her mischievous wink looked pretty good on her.
それじゃあ改めて。ジュディ・レイエスよ。よろしくね。
I returned her handshake.
岡部倫太郎です。
レイエス教授は今度日本で開かれる AI 関係の学会に出席するために来日したんですって。
That's cool.
教授っていうことはビクトル・コンドリア大学の
サイコフィシオロジーを研究してるわ。
Oh, cool.
サイコフィ
精神生理学のことよ。つまり脳の活動によってもたらされる心の働きとか心の病気なんかについての研究をされているの。そういう意味では私たちの研究よりもずっと人の役に立つ研究をされていると言っていいかもしれないわね。
そんなことないわ。あなたたちのアマデウスだってこれからの発展次第では十分に役に立つ技術になるわよ。
It better turn out well.
そう言っていただけると嬉しいです。
In short, Dr. Reyes happened to see Maho in the streets of Akihabara and had decided to surprise her by grabbing her from behind.
でもレイエス教授も人が悪いですよ。駅からつけてくるなんて。
つける？魔法？私。
ええ、後ろをついてきてましたよね、ずっと。
そんなことしてないわ。私はさっきそこのショップでたまたま魔法を見つけたからちょっと驚かそうと思っただけよ。
Oh, that's just great. We actually have a real stalker out there. Maho had only just relaxed when Dr. Reyes' answer drained her face of its
ヒ
color.
アジョさんつけられていたのか？
ええ、確かにそう感じたんだけど。
レイエス教授誰か怪しい人物を見かけたり？
Probably not. Dr. Reyes denied it with the unique shrug that foreigners always do. What? What does that even mean? I looked back over the alley, but of course I didn't see anyone.
じゃあ私の勘違いだったのかしら。
What the fuck's a unique foreigner shrug?
きっとそうだわ。だって日本は世界一治安のいい国でしょ。
Wasn't?
魔法はこの後どうするの？
私は
Reyes seemed to sense something in Maho's silence.
なるほど、そういうこと。それじゃあ私は行くわね。リンタルもそのうちゆっくり話しましょう。バイ。
Have a nice day. She gave me a meaningful wink as she left. I'm not interested. The station was in the opposite direction. Should I have said something? I guess a strange sense that she was feeling me out, but it seemed like a waste of time to resist. I'm not interested.
というわけ
Sorry.
で、彼女がヒアジョーさんだ。ほら、前にセミナーで会ったって話したことがあっただろ。
お騒がせしてごめんなさい。
No, it's fine. I ended up taking Maho back to the lab where everyone was waiting for my return. Susan had actually gone out once to look for me, but evidently by the time I was already gone.
ま、でも何事もなくてよかった。
Same. After I gave an introduction and an explanation, everyone let out a sigh of relief. Maho seemed to want to ask a lot of questions about the lab, but I had something I had to finish first.
すまん。どこまで話したんだったか。
他にもカガリタンを探してる人間がいるって話。
そう、それだ。それは本当なんですか、桐生さん。
本当。
I looked back at Moeka's report where she'd written all the details. She'd even hired a private investigator to check it out, which meant that it was probably
それ
true.
が鈴葉という可能性はないんだろうか。
それは私も考えた。でも探していたのは男の人。中には外国人も。
Great. Let me guess. Future time traveling evil agents as well. Foreigners? Why would they be looking for Kagari?
こっちでカガリと関わりがあるのは
I should say
私だけ
government
だ。
forces.
それなのに
Since World War III and all
一
that.
体誰が。
Yeah, this time. Right now. Not that someone from the future didn't come back here. Come on now. Think this through. Could it be CERN? Maybe CERN realized that she was from the future and had gone looking for her. But they have no reason to. But if that was the case, then Moeka would have known about it. No, the Rounders were all given their orders individually, so it would make sense if she didn't know what the others were up to. No, this isn't CERN.
椎名カガリはこっちに来てもう12
They
年
wouldn't be
に
the
なる
type to be seen.
その間知り合いができたとしてもおかしいことじゃないな。
Because if she's noticed that a group's looking for her, that means they're not really operating in a very stealthy manner. If she's noticed. CERN wouldn't be picked up by something like that. If they were that obvious, then they would have been found out years ago.
つうか、むしろ誰かの世話にならないと生きていけないっしょ。
That's
つま
true.
りこの報告からわかるのは椎名カガリを知る何者かがここ最近何らかの理由から彼女を探しているということと。
I mean, it doesn't tell us anything. I mean, as much as like he's gonna say like, oh, we learned that someone's looking for, that's nothing.
少なくとも最近まで椎名カガリが生きていたっていうことだ。
Well, I mean, I didn't think she was dead.
あ、そっか。
Unless they could travel through time like Suzaha, if they were looking for her, that meant they'd known where she was until she disappeared. If people had started looking for her the last few months, that means she'd been alive until then. There's nothing else to be learned from Moeka's report.
どうする。
Keep looking.
引き続き調査をお願いできますか。
If people are looking for Kagari and Akihabara, that means she might still be here.
わかった。
Moeka took her payment for the work she'd done so far and left the lab. Better not be a lot. Doro had paid the bill. It seemed that when his future daughter was at stake, he was willing to spend money. He should be spending it on his wife
人を
too.
探しているの。
Maho had been looking around the lab with
Ah.
interest.
ちょっと知人をな。
Oh, busy. Hey Ocarine, what time are you getting home today? Something going on? I won't be coming home. I won't be coming home. Ocarine turned into a delinquent. Not. Have not, at least. Professor just asked me to help with some things. Oh, you scared me. Don't work too hard, okay? Yeah. Sure. Even outside of CERN, there were people all over the world who would jump at the chance to learn more about the time machine. If they somehow learned that Kaguri was from the future, that meant she was caught up in some
そ
kind
れ
of
じゃオカ
trouble.
リン、そろそろ冷や上司のことを詳しく。
詳しくって言われても前に説明したぞ。
She was Dr. Alex's assistant, and both she and the professor had been very good to me. I was helping with their work a little. So I told him all of this before.
例えば冷や上司がこのラボのメンバーに加わってくれる的な超展開はありますか？
Of course she's gonna become a lab man.
じゃあせめて魔法担と呼んでもいいですか？つうか呼ぶ。
No.
魔法単
あれ名前間違ってた？
そうじゃなくて、その変な呼び方に引っかかったの。
Yeah, it's also Daru.
でも魔法炭は魔法炭って感じじゃん。なあオカリン。
俺
No.
に振るな。
とにかくその呼び方はやめて。
だが断る。
He never changed
それで
his,
ヒヤ
does
ジョ
he?
さん、今日はどうしてラボに？俺、ここのことは君に話したかな？
アマデウスに教えてもらったわ。今日は本来は話したいことがあったのだけれど、まあいいわ。
You can't just say that.
噂のラボを見ることができたし、それになんだかあなたたちも大変みたいだから。
Not that busy, actually.
ひょっとしてあいつ。
ええ、とても怒ってたわ。連絡しても出ないって。
That's for good reason. Because I don't want to fall in love with an AI chick. That's exactly what I expected, yeah.
何それ何の話？
Nothing that's
別
important
に
to you,
浮いた
Daru.
話じゃないからいちいち反応するなって。
岡部さん、やっぱり辛いの？だったらテスターやめてもらって
I would
も。
love to stop being a tester.
あ、いや、そういうわけじゃないんだ。
I hated how I was starting to feel dependent on her.
また気が向いた時にでも話してあげて。あの子
No.
も寂しがってるわ。
I'm lonely.
わかった。
The word lonely made my heart ache a little, but even so, I still didn't talk to Karisu that day. Good man. Good man. Oh my god, it's getting closer to Christmas. Several days had passed since Moeka had given a report. Don't care Christmas party. I swear to god if Yuki's not there, I'll fucking throw a chair.